It's Tuesday, July 24. This is the news on PBCJ. I'm Simone Absalom. The Jamaica Customs Agency is seeking to introduce body cameras for staff, especially those who carry out field operations and enforcement activities. The announcement, which was made at yesterday's Carreras Limited Anti-Illicit Trade Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in Kingston, was one of several new measures outlined that will eventually come on stream in the near future at the agency. Acting Deputy Commissioner of Operations Kirk Benjamin says, quote, "It will be similar to the police in terms of the officers would wear it when they are going on their enforcement missions." End quote. However, the Acting Deputy Commissioner for Operations said he was not able to state the exact date of implementation, noting that the idea is still being researched. The Small Business Association of Jamaica has joined the list of unions complaining about foreigners carrying out tasks on road improvement projects underway in the corporate area when the skills are available locally. Hugh Johnson, president of the association, spoke to the media recently of frequent complaints from his members on the issue. On Sunday, Vincent Morrison, president of the Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees, accused the Ministry of Labour of not doing the necessary investigations to determine whether skills are available locally before issuing work permits. In the meantime, Mr. Johnson pointed out that despite the negative impact of simultaneous road projects on productivity, it is best that they are undertaken at the same time. The closure of Money Musk Sugar Factory 2 weeks ago has left some cane farmers in southern Clarendon in near panic. This according to Nora Larscott, Member of Parliament for Clarendon Southwestern, who said some of the farmers are heavily dependent on the factory for the sale of their crops. Permanent Secretary in the Agriculture Ministry Donovan Stanbury explained that the closure was to facilitate the fixing of mechanical problems. In the meantime, Mr. Arscott said in the last few weeks some cane fields in North and South Clarendon have been razed by fire. Among the affected communities are Ebony Park, Rhinesbury, Yarmouth and Racecourse. Workers at the Spanish Town Road headquarters of Petcom are reportedly restive after one of their colleagues, who is a Seventhday Adventist, was suspended because of his refusal to work on Saturdays. The National Workers Union, which represents the employees, said the staff member, who has been with the company for 26 years, has been suspended without pay since December 2017. The union said the breaches have been referred to the Ministry of Labour for conciliation. It said it also intends to seek the support of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, the PSOJ, the Jamaica Employers Federation, the JEF, and the Jamaica Union of Seventhday Adventists. In the meantime, the NWU said a notice for the withdrawal of labour was issued to Petcom last month. Jamaicans travelling to the Republic of Namibia for business or tourism will not need a visa to do so. The two governments on Monday morning agreed to a visa waiver program, the first of several agreements between both countries, as Prime Minister Andrew Holness began a full day of discussions with the Namibian president. Previously, Jamaica unilaterally waived visa requirements for Namibians entering the country as an expression of solidarity and support during Namibia's liberation struggle. Namibia has reciprocated this action. Speaking at a joint press conference with the president in the Namibian capital, Windhoek, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the two countries have now cemented a deeper bond. He declared that his official visit to Namibia, the first by a Jamaican head of government to that African country, is of strategic importance. In regional news, the constitutional reform being adopted by the Cuba National Assembly could see total reform in that country that could possibly see the legalization of same-sex marriage. More in this report from Richard Richards.
During the first session of the 9th legislature of the Cuban Parliament that was held this Saturday, the more than 600 deputies analyzed and began debating the text of a new constitution. in a process that is seeking a total reform of the existing Magna Carta in use since 1976. The draft constitution includes a preamble and 224 articles in which the post of Prime Minister is proposed to be created alongside the President, splitting the roles of head of government and head of state. The text reassures the principles of the socialist character of the revolution, the guiding role of the Communist Party, and the irreversibility of the economic and political model. Cuba's new constitutional project also proposes that marriage should be defined not only as the union of a man and a woman, but as the union between two individuals, thus paving the way for the legalization of same-sex marriage. The constitutional project recognizes various forms of property not included in previous structure, as the people's socialist property and the mixed and private property. The project likewise conveys to major guarantees of citizens' protection to higher standards, reinforcing the rights to equality and opposing all types of discrimination, comprising those based on gender identity. Furthermore, this weekend the Cuban Parliament approved the new Council of Ministers formed by 34 deputies, 8 of which are women. The council is being led by the head of state, Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermúdez, and as first vice president by Salvador Valdés Mesa. The Assembly also backed up the proposal of promoting 9 other persons to the post of minister. So Cuba will have a total of 17 ministers. In a process without precedents, and as an example of real democracy, the constitutional project, after being approved by Parliament, will be submitted to popular consultation. Direct from Cuba, Richards, Canal Caribe.
Guyana is seeking to learn from Jamaica in the establishment of its own national Parent-Teacher Association that will foster the active engagement of parents in the education system. PTA coordinator in Guyana's Education Ministry, Nadia Hollingsworth, was in the island recently visiting several schools where she got first-hand experience of parent-teacher bodies at work. She also participated in the National Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica's 6th Biennial General Meeting and the National Conference held on July 14 at Jamaica College in St. Andrew. In an interview with JIS News following her address at the event, Hollingsworth informed that her one-week visit was to seek assistance in knowledge in moving forward so that they can have this body in their region to better serve parents and students. She noted that students in Guyana form well academically, but argued that better results could emerge with parents supporting the schools through structured organization that operates in a manner similar to the NPTAJ. In sports, newly minted IAAF World Under-20 Sprint double champion, 16-year-old Brianna Williams, last Friday encountered the first of what is expected to be many universities on her target list. For the University of the West Indies expressed an interest in having her attend the institution when the time comes. The American-born athlete, who currently attends the Northeast High School in Oakland Park, Florida, was given the commitment by Vice Chancellor Sir Hilary Beckles that the university's door would be open to her in all departments.
Well, it means a lot.
It was one that Williams and her mother, Sharon Simpson, welcomed for future reference. And that's the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.